Okay. All right. And I can see it in there. Hello, everyone. I guess uh, it's another episode of digital webinar. So I'm going to hand over now directly to Stuart, and he will start our webinar. Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Frank. Do you want me to start now or wait a few
Yep.
minutes? I mean, it's 1 minute to.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
So, yep, you've got participants online. So,
Okay, cool. Morning, everybody. Thank you, as Frank said, for joining today's AustCham webinar, which is part of our Digital Insights webinar series. This one today was scheduled to be number 3, but we had to move things around. So my name's Stuart Pollington. I am the co-founder of Eastern Energy, it's an energy monitoring and savings solution, and also the MD of Smart Digital and Smart Traffic, which are digital marketing agencies here in Thailand and in Sydney, Australia. Can everybody see my screen okay? I got a thumbs up there from
yes.
Jan.
Yep.
Brilliant, brilliant. Cool. Okay. Some chat coming up here. Brilliant. Thanks, John. Okay, so today we're going to look at lead generation, AI, and automation. So how AI can transform your lead generation and customer success. Again, my name's Stuart Pollington, co-founder of Eastern Energy Thailand and the MD of Smart Digital Group. So what we're going to cover today, we're going to have a look at lead generation kind of overall. We're going to look at how AI can help with that. A few different scenarios, a few different case studies. As with all the previous webinars, we're using this as an opportunity to kind of get ourselves thinking. So we're going to talk through some topics. You guys can ask questions if you like, and it's all about thinking. How can you start using and implementing AI into your lead generation? Okay, so there's quite a few things we're going to cover off. If we have time, well, at the end, we're definitely going to have a Q&A, and we'll talk about next steps on the webinar series and also what the digital marketing subcommittee has planned, which we'll probably hear from myself and Jan. And also, if we have time at the end of the presentation, we'll do a bit of a screen share, and we'll have a look at one of the platforms that we use at Eastern and Smart Digital to help us with our marketing, and how this platform integrates AI to help you kind of improve your campaigns. Okay, so before we get started, how many of you are using AI already in your lead generation or engagement? If you could just give me maybe a thumbs up, or you could add a yes or something into the messages, or into the chat. Yeah, and I can't seem to see the chat. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, a couple of yeses, not much. Okay. So brilliant. Let's start having a look now at what we could be doing to help us with AI and lead generation. So why lead generation matters. So before we get stuck in, let's have a look at why lead generation matters. Lead generation is the foundation of business growth. I'm sure a lot of people on this webinar attend regularly Sundowners. That is a business connection networking event. We all understand that to grow your business, you need to have conversations. You need to be getting, you need leads, you need conversations, you need leads. You need to continuously fill your pipeline and start moving people down. So AI lead generation, or AI-driven lead generation, can help enhance efficiency, accuracy, and scalability. So if we look at traditional versus AI-powered lead generation, specifically about outreach, so traditional, manual outreach, cold emails, slow qualification. With AI, we can automate a lot of the processes. We can look at real-time data analysis and also predictive insights. So AI in lead generation. So how does AI transform lead generation? Well, AI has revolutionized lead generation by making it faster, more accurate, and more scalable. So unlike traditional lead generation methods, which rely on maybe a lot of manual data entry and outreach, AI can automate a lot of these processes, allowing businesses to target the right leads at the right times. So processes vast data sets quickly, can identify high quality leads with predictive analytics, and can help automate some of that lead qualification and segmentation. So key benefits, key AI benefits in lead generation: higher conversion rates, more efficient sales pipelines, and a reduced manual effort. So what else is there? Well, as we've talked about, it's faster data processing. So AI will analyze vast amounts of data in real time to find potential leads. Higher quality leads. So AI-based predictive analytics ensures that your business can focus on high intent leads rather than wasting time on unqualified prospects. And we can also automate personalization. So we can use AI to tailor marketing messages to individuals and prospects based on their behavior and preferences. So in the chat, very quickly, I'm assuming this is a yes from the majority of people, but in the chat, quick yes or thumbs up if you are subscribed to Netflix. So yeah, as I thought, a few yeses coming in there. Obviously, there's other platforms as well. So Netflix uses recommendations. So Netflix will show you or suggest the shows that you should watch next based on what you've watched. So you've all seen that. You'll log into Netflix, what's recommended. Because you watched this movie, you might like these movies, okay? And that is an example of AI machine learning in practice. As an example, an AI tool or CRM like ActiveCampaign or HubSpot, which I'm sure you guys have all heard of, that can analyze past interactions on your website and through your marketing funnel to recommend potential leads that are most likely to convert. So we'll have a look at how that might work a bit later. But again, very, very similar to Netflix. It's all about the data, and AI is great at analyzing large quantities of data in real time or near to real time, if you like. So what kind of tools are there out there for lead identification? You see a few logos down here. So AI tools for lead generation. We've got data-driven lead generation. So we have web scraping and data mining. So again, if you are using LinkedIn Sales Navigator, let's give me a yes or a thumbs up in the chat. Oh, I got a first no there. Brilliant. A yes. A couple more yeses coming in. Fantastic. So LinkedIn Sales Navigator is obviously helping you to get data on LinkedIn profiles that will be potentially your target audience or your target, your ideal customer profile. There are also things like Apollo as well, which is great at getting the data you need to then start your outreach or lead generation process. We've also got predictive lead scoring. So things like HubSpot, Marketo, or ActiveCampaign. So what that will do, we'll use past data to predict which leads are more likely to convert. So it can add a score to somebody as they interact with your site. Maybe if they go to the home page, maybe we'll give them 5 points. Maybe if they click on your contact page or about us, maybe they'll get a few more points. And then we have things like AI chatbots for early engagement, things like Drift or ChatGPT. These can engage website visitors for you automatically, can capture their details, and can also help qualify the leads and answer questions. So let's have a think about an example of how that might work. So again, a visitor browses a pricing page on your website. An AI chatbot, maybe Drift, pops up and offers help. If the visitor engages, the chatbot asks qualifying questions. What's the size of your company? What needs do you have? What's your headcount? What's your annual revenue? Based on the responses, ActiveCampaign can automatically assign a lead score and then add that person to an email nurture sequence or flag that as a hot lead to your sales team. And that, so an AI, as an example, an AI-based lead segmentation process. So AI for lead qualification. What makes a lead qualified? Now, each business will have their own qualification. It could be size of company, it could be annual turnover, headcount, things like that. Typical things for helping to understand if a lead is qualified are the engagement levels, intent signals, and demographics. So AI can analyze website visits, email opens, even social media activity, and then add a score to that individual person. So how AI qualifies leads: automated scoring based on behavior, and it's CRM integrated AI tracking and insights. So AI tools, again, ActiveCampaign as an example, assign scores to leads based on their interactions with your business online. It can also then help with predictive lead analysis. So AI prioritizes leads based on past conversion patterns. So in the chat, yes or no, do you currently have a CRM or a marketing CRM that you use to manage your leads for your business? Surely yes there. Yep, HubSpot, brilliant. We do InfoFlow, brilliant. Not heard of that one. Salesforce, yes. Very powerful Salesforce. Okay, brilliant. And another quick question. Does everybody here, and Odo, brilliant. Does everybody here know who their ideal customer is or their ideal target audience? Yes. Yes. Brilliant. Okay. Decision makers. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, so let's have a look. Example, using ActiveCampaign for automated lead scoring. So again, let's have a think about how that works. As an example, again, I'm using ActiveCampaign as an example. That's just the platform that we use. We've already mentioned HubSpot. There's other great marketing CRM platforms out there that will do automation and will have AI embedded into some of their features. At the end of the day, it's what works best for your company and what your objectives and goals are. But as an example, we say ActiveCampaign, this could be HubSpot as well. A lead downloads an ebook or a lead magnet or a document or something from your website. ActiveCampaign or HubSpot or the CRM will assign points to that. Let's say that's worth 10 points. The lead then opens an email and clicks on one of your call to actions in a follow-up email. Maybe that's 5 points. AI is watching what's happening here and it's scoring the leads. And then potentially, as soon as a lead gets to a score of, say, 30, 40, 50 points, they can be flagged as a hot lead and be sent immediately to your sales team. So very important to think about your qualification. What makes your leads qualified? What areas of your website or what interactions with your brand would you count and score, and at what kind of level would you score that? Obviously, someone going to a pricing page, someone downloading something, they should be high points. because that is very, there's a real interest there. There's a real, a genuine interest in looking at pricing and what you do. And then that score gets added up. And as I said, AI then can automatically assign that lead as a hot lead to your sales team. So how else can we use AI? So we can use AI for AI-driven outreach and personalization. So again, you see Active Campaign, a couple of other logos there. So AI-driven outreach and personalization, the power of AI in outreach. So I'm sure everybody here has used or is using or has played around with ChatGPT. Give me a yes if that's right. Of course, exactly. Exactly. And if you're not using ChatGPT, I'm sure you've played around with one of the others as well. So I'm sure a lot of you are using ChatGPT or Gemini or one of the other AIs out there. And I'm sure a lot of you are using it for content and messaging. So AI makes outreach more effective by personalizing messages and sending them at the right time. So we could use AI to help automate email sequences. We could use it to create personalized content. We could use it to create AI-powered LinkedIn outreach, for example. So AI can help us craft hyper-personalized messaging so we can get that sent at the right time to that lead. It can automate email sequences with optimal timing. And we'll have a look at the end in Active Campaign, and we'll have a look at some of these automations and how AI helps with those. We can also, as we mentioned, enhances LinkedIn outreach via automation. So examples of some AI tools. Again, this is not exhaustive list. I'm sure there's tons of AI platforms out there and software and apps that you guys are using that will not be mentioned in this webinar. There's just too many to count. The idea with this is to get us thinking, give you some examples, and then you find what works best for you and your team and your business. But as an example of some AI tools we could use, again, Active Campaign, brilliant. AI-driven email marketing and automation. Lemlist, that helps with personalized email campaigns. And then you've got things like Duck Soup or Do Soup and Phantom Buster, which can help with your LinkedIn automation. So as an example, let's have a look at a very quick AI-driven email campaign using Active Campaign before and after. So before AI implementation, a cold email campaign, typically with low open rates, maybe 10%, and poor engagement. Now, when we bring AI into the equation, we can suddenly AI segment those leads based on engagement. We can then automate an email sequence to be sent at the right time, and we can personalize subject lines, which will increase open rates. For example, 10%, maybe we're jumping to 35%. Maybe responses will double. Maybe the clicks will double or triple. These are achievable when you personalize, when you utilize the power of AI to help really personalize that message. Nobody wants to be spoken to as one in a 10,000, one in 1,000 in a crowd. Everybody wants to be spoken to one-on-one, and AI really helps that with that in the marketing and the outreach. Really helps us to personalize at scale. Okay, so that's important. We're personalizing at scale, and AI can understand that person, can understand the interactions they've had with your website, can see the score, can see the actions you're taking when they go to your website, what pages that they go on. And again, based on a certain amount of interactions, AI can automatically schedule and send that email sequence to be delivered into the inbox when it's more likely that that lead will open it. So it can look at engagement, can look at previous email campaigns, and it can decide the right time to send that email to each individual person. So wind back, in the past, you would set up an email marketing campaign. You would have a trigger. If someone downloads this, we start sending this. I want it to be sent at 9 a.m. in their location. What AI can now do is you can set up those automations and you can ask AI to actually send the email when it thinks that person is more likely to open it. And it will look at the data of that person in previous campaigns. And maybe for that person, it's going to send it a Tuesday at 11. Maybe for another person, it will be a Wednesday at 3 p.m. because it just knows that that person is more likely to open at that time on that day. So another quick question for everybody. Who out there is actually using email marketing? And when I say email marketing, I'm specifically in this case thinking, if someone fills in a form on your website, do you send them a thank you email? Do you send them an email that explains next steps? Do you have a follow-up sequence so that when they click on something in the email, when they come back to your website, are you sending an email sequence out? So we have yes to cold emailing. Okay. Workflow. We've got re-invite. Okay, that's another good one. Okay, waste of time. Okay. Yeah, it depends. Doesn't work for every business. It really does depend on your business. And again, that's where AI helps. AI will help us understand when we should send it and even if we should send it. So email marketing, we've had a comment there about cold emailing. So that's slightly different. That's sending an email out to a database where maybe you don't really know anything about them or too much, and they've never interacted with you. That's one type of email outreach. And again, we can still use AI depending on the data we have in our data set for these contacts. Can still use AI to help us craft email sequences and timings. And then obviously, if it's an inbound inquiry, if they're coming into your database, there's more information you can gather from their engagement and activities on your website and online to tailor and craft your messages. So let's have a look. We're now going to have a look at AI and how we can utilize AI for follow-ups and conversions. So AI chatbots and virtual assistants. Does anyone here have an AI chatbot currently on their website? Not yet. Okay. No, manually. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, I much prefer the personal touch myself. It depends on how many visitors you're getting to the site, how many people are looking to interact with you. Again, it's not a case of everyone must have this or you must have this. What works for your business? So AI chatbots and virtual assistants. I think it's pretty obvious why these are great. 24/7 engagement for lead nurturing. 3 a.m. in the morning, we're all hopefully having a nice sleep. Someone visits your website from a different country. They really, really want to talk to you, or they really have a need, and obviously you're not available. Perfect case study, use case for AI chatbot. They start a conversation with the AI chatbot. AI can ask specific questions to help qualify and score that lead, making sure that when you are up and ready to deal with this the following day, you have all the information that you need, and that person has already had an interaction and some information from your company. We can also use AI-powered A/B testing for better responses as well. So AI-powered follow-ups, chatbots, great for real-time responses, making sure leads don't go cold. We also have predictive follow-ups. So AI, again, we talked about this. AI can suggest the best time to engage a specific lead and automate all of that in the background. We can also use automated CRM notifications for follow-up sequences. So predictive AI can determine when a lead is most likely to respond, and the CRM automation can notify a sales rep when a lead is hot. So again, let's have a think about an example follow-up system. This is a great example, I guess. Everybody on here signed up for this webinar. AI could automatically, when we finished, it could automatically send everyone a follow-up email with maybe a case study. If the lead clicks on that email, AI can notify the sales team to call them. If there's no response to that email, then AI can schedule another touch point. Maybe that is a follow-up email sequence. Maybe it's something different. So let's have a look at AI-powered customer success strategies. So how AI can improve the customer experience. So again, with AI, we can start predicting the customer needs before they arise. We can automate feedback collection and sentiment analysis. We can also use AI-driven upselling and cross-selling. So we can data-driven recommendations based on behavior. So AI helps businesses retain customers by offering proactive support and upselling opportunities. So it can predict customer needs. Again, AI recommends products, for example, based on past purchases or pages that the visitor has visited on your website. We can automate the post-sales engagement. So AI can ensure continuous customer interaction. And we can also personalize upselling and cross-selling. So AI can suggest relevant upgrades. Now, I'm sure a lot of people here have purchased online. So can I get a yes if anyone has purchased something online in the last week? So maybe like Amazon or Lazada. Yes, yes, yes. This morning, exactly. Okay. And I'm sure that depending on what platform you're on, very, as soon as you add something to that basket, you are going to get recommendations like, other customers who bought this also bought this. This goes great with this. Here's 10% off if you also purchase this. And that would be different depending on the person who's on the website, what they've interacted with, and obviously the products that they're adding to the basket. So, example, AI-driven upselling strategy. A SaaS company, so software as a service, uses AI to analyze customer behavior. AI detects usage trends and automatically offers an upsell to the premium plans. Potential result is an increase in upsell conversions without any manual outreach. Okay. So let's very important now is let's have a look at AI for preventing churn and enhancing loyalty. So can I get a quick yes from everyone here who hates losing customers? Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure whether we like it or not, reality is in business, there will be times when we do lose customers. It's almost impossible to have 100% retention rate unless you really corner the market. I guess a good example would be ChatGPT when it first came out. That was the only real option. It was leaps and bounds ahead of anything that had kind of come before, and it really cornered that initial AI, generative AI buzz and the market. But then since that launch, there's been multiple different types of AI, generative AI chatbots, etc. So that has meant that ChatGPT has lost some customers. So they've gone from being like number one with everything, an early leader, to now obviously losing some of that customer base for all the different options that are now available. So reality is, yes, we're all going to have a churn. Our job is to try and reduce and minimize that churn. Keep it as low and low as possible as we can. So AI, we can use AI to help predict and prevent churn. So we could use AI to detect early churn signals and automate retention strategies. We could use AI-powered customer service chatbots for instant issue resolution. So that's another great use case for AI chatbots. It's not just the lead gen, it's then about avoiding the churn and dealing with clients' issues immediately and quicker. We can use AI-driven customer feedback and insights. So we can have, we could use AI to process the data from surveys, from if you send out a customer feedback survey, and also for social media intent. So AI can help us predict and prevent customer churn by analyzing behavioral signals. So, for example, AI identifies at-risk customers by tracking engagement. AI-powered chatbots can proactively checking in with disengaged customers. And then we can use AI to personalize win-back campaigns to re-engage users. So again, as an example, case study, active campaign for retention. Before AI, you were losing customers without warning. After utilizing AI in a CRM platform, AI analyzes patterns and found that users who didn't engage for 2 weeks were more likely to churn as in leave. So what AI did was automate re-engagement emails that were triggered at the 10-day mark. So AI has understood from the data that the danger period is if they haven't engaged, if they haven't opened an email, haven't been to your website, haven't engaged in the app or the software that they're using from you, then that's the danger period. AI identifies that. AI puts together an automated re-engagement email sequence, and that's triggered at the 10-day mark. And the result of that, potentially, you've reduced your churn rate and you've kept more people sticky. Okay, so quick question for everyone. Those on the webinar, do any of you have a process to prevent churn? Doesn't seem to be yet. Okay, no problem. Okay, so if you don't have a process in place, AI with a CRM can really help with that. And again, it depends what works for your business. E-commerce website compared to a B2B consultancy website, completely different target audience, completely different processes. So 2 different approaches potentially on how you work on churn and retention. So let's wrap up what we've looked at so far. Key takeaways for this webinar. AI can streamline your lead generation and nurturing. AI can enhance your customer engagement and retention. Adopting AI can lead to higher conversion rates. So what would be the next steps? I would love you to explore some of the AI tools that we've mentioned and discussed today. I'd like you to have a look at how you can start integrating AI in small, scalable steps. And I think that's very key. I think a lot of businesses that I've spoken to understand the need to implement AI in their business, but are looking at it from a perspective of we need to do everything. Well, you don't. You just start integrating AI in small, scalable steps. So for you, that could be maybe you start with the AI chatbot. It could be that you sign up for a marketing CRM and you start using the AI automation to help you with email sequences. It could be something as simple as you train and teach your team on how to use ChatGPT to make their emails more professional. Lots of different options, but start in small steps, bit by bit. And then join some of our upcoming workshops. So we'll chat in a minute. We'll open the floor up in a sec to some Q&A. If there's not a lot of questions, then we've still got time, and we'll jump over to Active Campaign and we'll have a look at some of the AI features that Active Campaign have at the moment. Again, we use Active Campaign. You're going to find out in HubSpot, you're going to find very similar AI integration and automation. So if you have a CRM, when you get back to the office, when the webinar finishes, go into your CRM, see what features and options are available, and start playing around with some of those. So let's open the floor up to a Q&A session to begin with. We have a Q&A option with Zoom. I think, Jan, that's what we want to use, isn't it? The Q&A.
Yes, we can use the Q&A feature here,
So
or you can also, yes.
Yeah, have we had any questions come in during the
No.
No,
Brilliant.
not yet.
Okay, well, we've definitely got a lot of engaged people on based on the chat. So has anybody got a question? You can put it in the webinar chat. You can put it onto the Q&A. You got myself, you got Jan. Between us, we'll do our best to help you or answer your questions. So anyone got a question? Okay, I will start with the first question. This is to you, Jan. How are you currently utilizing AI within your business?
Okay. There are lots of different applications. It starts with simple things such as optimizing emails to potential customers, but also just day-to-day emails. Like, I don't know if anyone else has this issue, but some of my team members, their English is very good, but there are sometimes still like minor adjustments that would make it sound a little bit more natural. So what we have done is we created a custom GPT and ChatGPT, which is essentially your own version of ChatGPT. Like I simplify it a lot, but that's pretty much what it is. And yeah, most of our team members, they use that to just check emails before it goes now out to customers to create a better customer experience. We also just started, it's still in a very early stage, built our own bot in Microsoft Teams that uses ChatGPT to remind team members of following up with potential leads. So you actually get follow-ups if there's a high chance, if you haven't reached out to a certain business for a while, it would remind you and say, hey, you maybe should check with this business one more time if they're interested. So really lots of different applications. Like it's really in almost every part of what we do. And like you said, also with email management, like when we send emails out to our customers, but also to potential leads. We use also Active Campaign, as you mentioned, and use also the AI tools.
Fantastic. So great example there from Jan, how they are using AI. And there was a specific thing that Jan mentioned there, where he's using the AI to prompt the team for connecting with clients. I think that's what you said, Jan, wasn't it? So very similar to what we've talked about in this presentation, regards lead nurturing, if you like, and avoiding churn by making sure that you're utilizing AI to help your team to manage their time and their connections with the client base. Fantastic. So have any questions come in at all? Yeah, I can't see them. I can only see the chat. Oh, here we go. What is the difference? Yeah. So we'll read this out. What is the difference between AI chatbot and the chatbot before AI? Because both are automatic replies, which are integrated by the program. Great question. Great question. Pre-AI, as in the AI that we're used to, the generative AI and the AI that can look at vast amounts of data and kind of almost replying real time. Previously to that, you would build and again, I don't do a lot with chatbots, but I have used them, and I've set up chat automations in Facebook, for example. So pre-AI, you were very much, I believe, rule-based. So here is the first three choices of questions. So as an example, let's use a digital marketing agency. They say hi in the automated chat. It pops up, hi, hope you're well, or whatever. What services are you interested in? Web design, social media, SEO, for example. So that person would then click on, say, SEO, and then there would be a follow-up questions or prompts or recommendations or a link to a page on the website or a contact form. You would build out that workflow. So when this happens, we're going to do this. When they click on this, we're now going to do this. So you would have to build that out. The difference with AI is that either you're using AI to help build that out, but also you can train the AI on your own knowledge base, which is exactly what we were just hearing Jan talking about. Very similar. So your AI, you can build, you can train the AI on your knowledge base. So if you've got internal documents and processes, you can train the AI on that. And then the AI can be a bit more flexible. So rather than rule-based, when this happens, I must do this, AI can actually have a conversation with that person. It can not just look at a word that's said, it can understand the word in the context to the overall paragraph or question that the person's asked. And then AI can decide on the correct response pretty much in real time to that person's question. It makes that interaction feel a little bit more personalized. Now, it's not perfect. I've had chats with AI bots that have, if I had hair, I wouldn't have afterwards, very, very frustrating. However, I must say that there are some fantastic ones out there. So last week, I don't know if anyone understands or has heard of Wix. So I'm sure everyone's heard of WordPress. Wix is like another website platform for building websites, drag and drop, quite intuitive, easy to use. However, it can also be a little bit frustrating when there are certain things you're trying to do. So a week ago for a client, we were looking at doing a site migration. And to do that through Wix, there's a couple of different ways to do. There's a redirect, there's a full domain redirect. Wix had this AI chatbot. So I thought, let's have a little play with the AI chatbot. Asked a series of questions, came back with some recommendations. I said, no, I don't want to do that. I'm trying to do this to this, but now this says this says this. I copied and pasted some of the information on the screen, and the AI could understand what I was trying to do and gave me exact instructions on how to complete the task that I was trying to attempt. Now, previously, I may well have had to have clicked through a big help database, and actually look through the help section, try and find articles. And I don't know about you, but I get super frustrated with help articles because they always sound like they're going to answer your problem, but they always seem to be quite general and they don't seem to solve your specific query. And that's where AI is really powerful. So I had another question here actually about tools with Thai. So Jan, I mean, have you used AI much with Thai? I know that my Thai team, they are using ChatGPT. They do use it in Thai. They do use it in English. But as a non-Thai speaker and reader myself, I know that the AI can do some translations. It's not going to be perfect, but it's a good place to start. It's a bit like with English content creation. You use ChatGPT, you use AI, but that's your starting point. That's your research. That's your draft. That's your outline. You're then putting your own spin and your own touch onto it. So Jan, have you had much experience on Thai language?
Yes, so similar to you, like our Thai stuff, they also use it for Thai, ChatGPT. And when it just was released, it was actually quite bad. Like it sounded not natural. It didn't sound like it sounded very robotic. But nowadays it actually got a lot better. And right now, at least for ChatGPT, there's this new version coming up, 4.5.
Yes.
They advertise it. It has some vibes, it has more character, and we tested it with Thai as well. And it's the same thing. It actually sounds a lot more natural. So I would say for ChatGPT, it definitely is usable. And if you use any tool, like for instance, Intercom, it's also a chat tool for a website, and they integrate with ChatGPT. Basically, their AI features based on ChatGPT. If you use any tool that integrates with ChatGPT, I would say it's okay to use it with the Thai audience. But I cannot, speak for all the other tools. I know there are probably still some tools out there that just don't focus on Thai language, and that's not natural.
Brilliant. Okay, so yeah, hopefully,
There's one more question. Can I
yeah.
take that, Stuart? Is
Yeah,
that okay?
please,
Because it's
please,
related.
Jan. Yeah, I don't use the Thai a lot with the AI at the moment.
All right.
Thai language. Yeah.
So it's not so much that with any of these AI tools that you can set the setting now, answer everything in Thai, but it's actually when you communicate to the tool, you can say, "Hi, please answer in Thai." And if you write in Thai to the tool, it will also answer back in the Thai language. So there's not a setting, but it understands, or it tries to understand what you are after and tries to understand the language that you expect it to use.
Brilliant. So, Jan, you just mentioned a couple of tools there. So, what I think we'll do, because we obviously PDF this presentation so that everyone can get a copy. I think what we'll do after this, I'll catch up with Jan. I'll get a couple of the names of the tools that he's mentioned, and we'll add a slide at the end here with a link to all the different tools mentioned in the presentation so far, as well as a couple that Jan has mentioned as well. Okay, so we've got 15 minutes left. I have one more question for everybody that is on the webinar chat or on the webinar. I would like you in the chat, everyone, to write down your one AI go-to tool that you use the most and you couldn't live without today. So I think for me, I'm going to go old school and it will be ChatGPT, same. But very interested to see, because there are some really great tools out there. And yeah, interested to see if there's anything else. So ChatGPT seems to be the most popular at the moment. Completely understandable. Yeah, Canva AI, great. Canva's good. Midjourney, brilliant. Yeah, perfect. ChatGPT. Okay. Seems to be a lot of ChatGPT as expected. So let's have a follow-up question. ChatGPT, well, Google Gemini's come up there. Gemini Deep Research. Yeah, brilliant. Copilot. Okay, great. Awesome. I have a question. Last question, I think, on this section. Please put in a 1 if you have a paid AI tool, or 2 if you're using a free AI tool as your go-to tool. So 1, 1, 1 all the way for Jan. We've got a 2 there. 1 paid. Brilliant. Okay. Paid, free. Okay. Okay, brilliant. Yeah. Okay. This is good. This is good. You're already playing around with AI, and that's the first step. The free versions are great to get started and play around with. There is a lot of value. Again, I'm not here to sell AI. I'm not getting any kickbacks for anything that you do, but the free versions of the AI are great to play around with. Once you understand if it can do what you need it to do and will actually be valuable, I would always recommend looking at a paid version, even if that's the lowest or the entry level. Check what you get in the paid version. You should find that you get a lot more benefits and features than the free version, and you should also see a market, you should also see an improvement in what you receive back. So I definitely would recommend. I mean, for us, we're using a few different ones. Main one again would be ChatGPT on the paid version. Fantastic. Okay, Jan, what would you like to do? We've got about about 10 minutes left. Did we want to talk a little bit about the webinar series, or do I have 5 minutes just to show a couple of the active campaign features?
I think we can do both. So maybe I just talk a little bit about the series right now, just
and I'll
2
get
to 3
ready.
minutes.
Yeah,
and
you
then,
do that. Yeah.
And then you do the active campaign part, which I think is very, very interesting. All right. So for everyone who's here, first of all, thank you so much for joining this webinar and also joining the other sessions if you have joined them. Because of like some organizational issues, like we had to move, like Stuart said initially, the 3rd webinar session to today. And with that, we have used up all the slots that were available in the calendar for now at AustCham. And we have discussed this in the team, and we believe like it's best. Okay, let's end the series right here. I would definitely, in the digital subcommittee, we will regroup and plan a new series, maybe in the mid of the year or later in the year, and also consider any feedback that you have. There is a line group. I'm not sure, Stuart, if you have the QR code anywhere for this.
Oh, I haven't, no, but I will.
No worries.
Yeah.
No worries. So if you want, if you're not yet in the line group, you can just give us your line ID here in the chat, and I will add you to that line group. And in that line group, you can also give us any feedback. So if you have enjoyed a particular topic, please share that. But also if you feel like certain topics maybe weren't covered deep enough, please share this with us so we can make the next series even better. Now, the last item, what we have mentioned also on the website, if you have joined actually these 5 sessions, we hand out certificates to you. So the next step that I would do probably sometime next week is go through all the attendee lists and check like who were consistently in all these sessions. And then we will create digital certificates for you that we will send to you by email. I would say if you have joined all the sessions and let's say by the end of this month, you still haven't received that certificate, you can always reach out to me or Stuart or anyone from the digital subcommittee directly. We will make sure that, you get that certificate. With that, one more time, thank you so much to everyone who joined, but also to Stuart for doing the session today. And I hope you enjoyed it. So Stuart, now you have 10 minutes to show us active campaign.
Fantastic. Okay, great. So obviously 10 minutes, not a lot of time. Going to look specifically at active campaign. I want to mention, as before, we're not saying that this is the only option available. There's obviously HubSpot. We've got people on different platforms already. I'm just going to have a look at active campaign. That's what I use. It's what Jan uses for my own campaigns, but also for my clients. So active campaign, one of the first things I wanted to have a look at was just what are the AI features that active campaign currently have integrated. So AI, not just on lead gen. So active campaign has an AI brand kit, which is brilliant. You can go into active campaign, put in your website, put in some information about your company, and it will create a brand kit. And then the next time you run a campaign, you can say, oh, it's for this brand. And you've already got your color scheme, your logo, everything all helped put together. AI suggested segments. So with active campaign, we can segment our customers, and we actually looked at some of that in the presentation as well. They've got a campaign calendar view, and they've also got campaign reporting, which they say is on Copilot, so automated. So active campaign, I had a little search yesterday. This is their knowledge base. Search for AI, and they've already got 49 different articles all around AI and how AI is utilized in active campaign. You can see here, I mean, this was June last year, 2024, when they introduced AI-powered automation into their automations and campaign builders. So you should see very, very similar for any CRM that you're currently using. Maybe that is HubSpot. Go to HubSpot, go to the website, have a look. What features, what can you utilize already with your subscription for AI? So we've got AI automated recommendations, and this is one of the ones I want to have a very quick look at in a minute. This is June. This is last year. Brilliant. We've got the AI image generator. This was August last year. So within active campaign, actually putting together a prompt to generate an image. So you can put together your email marketing campaign, build a landing page without actually having to leave active campaign. Instead of going to maybe free pick or going to one of the image generators, then coming back, we can potentially do it all within your own CRM. Brand kit overview, we've looked at, fantastic. AI for the campaign builder. So this is the one we're going to look at. This is an updated article from November. You can see here as an example, we're just typing in, we're launching a new offering of skincare products, generate campaign, and then it's going to start putting together the outline and the initial, of how campaign is going to run. We have AI automation for building, and then some great guides on here. Again, this is February this year on how to use AI, all the different AI options, etc., etc. So let's have a very quick look now. So this is, yeah, there's nothing on there. Perfect. So these are the automations. I've got 29 automations that I've put together. You can see here for Smart Digital. And within here, I also manage two other brands, Smart Traffic, the Sydney marketing agency, and also Evil Digital, where we white label SEO services like link building to other agencies around the world. So you can see this first one here. This is a Google Ads starter guide, lead magnet. I've created a follow-up series. This was built pre-AI. This was built manually. And this was put together to say, you know, if when someone downloads this, I want you to do this, this, this. So all of these here have all been built by myself or my team. And you can see we have lots of different lead magnets. But now they have this AI automation to help us. So we can just click on this, show the AI recommendation. Okay. Choose a goal you'd like to achieve, and we'll generate a custom automation just for you and your business. So we've got targeted campaign for clients, increase leads and client acquisition, convert leads into pay-in, automated, encourage. I think it's this one for me, increase leads and client acquisition. Let's have a look what this looks like. So with a click of a button, we should now get some recommendations from Active Campaigns AI on the different nurturing sequence we could put together. So we got one at the top here is recommended to capture and nurture leads, and it will help us to capture new leads. This one also helps capture new leads. And look, already AI is pulling in information about Smart Traffic from Sydney. It's a leading Australian SEO agency. Fantastic. We could also put together an internal communication welcoming new marketing team members to Smart Traffic. So conscious of time, let's have a very quick click on this one. And that should start building and putting together the automation for us then to just kind of fill in the missing pieces. So here we go. It's named it Capture and Nurture Leads for Smart Traffic. So this would be how we built out all of those original. Yeah, there we go. So this is how we built out originally. Those ones that you saw, this is how we would have built them out manually ourselves. We would have come into this automation. We would have started at the top ourselves, and we would have started with our first trigger. So in this case, and we got notes on every single one, so we can click here, select the form that you want for your lead magnet. Brilliant. It's then recommending we send an email. And if I look at the notes for this campaign delivers your lead magnet, and it should also have a call to action. Incentivizes the contact to interact further. This could be joining community, etc., etc. And then AI generated campaign. This is in draft. So I can click here and I can make sure that the form it's the correct form. I can decide how many times I want that to run. That's my starting point. I can then click through to here. Oh, brilliant. It's already generated a potential template. So I'll click on this first email. And it's given me the information here. Need to set up a verified domain. Brilliant. We've got that. Here's a very rough design for us, which is fantastic. I could click on that. I can edit that design. It's then adding a deal. So someone's downloaded a lead magnet. We send them the lead magnet. We create a deal on our sales pipeline. It's going to wait 5 minutes. It's going to send an email to whoever, one of my sales team or my account managers who looks after this lead. It's going to notify them. It's going to add a task to give them a call. And that's just very, very quickly, just clicking on the AI looking at already understanding the automations we've got and the company, and very, very quickly putting together a very, very simple outline of a marketing campaign. And then these emails, we can click, we can edit, we can use AI to help us with the content. Okay. So Jan, I think that's probably just about enough. I think we've got like 2 minutes left. It was a very, very quick demo. But again, look at the CRM, look at the marketing platform that you currently have, and see what AI features are there and what is available for you to use.
That's perfect. Just thank you so much, Stuart. I just realized I did reply to some messages in the chat, but I think not everyone has received it based on the settings. So let me just fix that. We actually had the question, will we share the past presentations as well? And I just mentioned, like, in the line group, I can reshare those presentations. That's no problem at all.
Yes, tomorrow's coffee SME is going to be great with Buzz. So anyone who's going there, I will see you there tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank
Brilliant.
you so much.
Well, thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you want to chat, just reach out.